Hello and welcome to MTG Money Talks. I'm Matt, your host and the owner of Top Shelf Games in a sunny and beautiful Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So this show is going to be a chance for me to connect with other content creators and talk about things happening in the world of Magic and other things that they might be working on. And today, on this first episode, I am talking to my good buddy Joe, who is a streamer under the name of Awesomelybadgamer on Twitch, and we're going to take a look at Strixhaven and the Commander 2021 product.
There's some sweet, there's some pretty fun cards in this Commander set.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always fun cards in the Commander sets, but...
Right.
I don't see my favorite card on EDH Rec, so it must not be that cool.
What's your favorite card?
Theoretical Duplication.
What does that do?
2 colorless and a blue, it's an instant. It says whenever a non-token creature whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control this turn, create a token that's a copy of that creature. It seems like such a fun card to, have up for the person that show and tells Emrakul into play, or you show and tell and play this in the same turn to copy their dude and your dude, or Eureka, and they play it like you, because I think Eureka goes back and forth, right?
I think you're right. Yeah, you just keep trading, putting stuff into play. Yep.
And I don't know if...
but who's playing that at $700, though? Who's got that in their EDH deck?
It's EDH. Yeah, right. I know what you're saying, but like, there's lots of cards that oh yeah, because Eureka is especially bad because it doesn't go back and forth. It just says each player may put a permanent from their hand onto the battlefield. Repeat this until nobody puts a card onto the battlefield. So, I mean, if you wanted to, you could Eureka, and then they play one dude, and then you copy it, and then you play the rest of your hand and go, okay, if you want to play the rest of your stuff, I'll get those copies too.
Yeah.
But I like even show and tell or things like that, I think would be fun.
Yeah.
So, like, hey, everyone gets to put something in the battlefield. Okay, I get what you had. And then, where did it? I just. And that's the other thing is it says it doesn't say target opponent. So if you're playing show and tell in a 4-player commander deck, you could get a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the same thing happens with Eureka.
Well, let's see. This is an instance. It says whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control this turn, create. Okay, so I think. I don't know if that would work, to be honest, because I think if you played show and tell, show and tell has to resolve, and show and tell resolving, doesn't that involve the creature entering the battlefield? So you wouldn't be able to instant speed, because I don't think their creature goes on the stack. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see.
I mean, you could play it and then play show and tell and play something and then let your opponent play a creature if he really wants to. But I don't think you could do a gotcha unless they put their creature on the stack some other way.
The theoretical duplication just says when it enters the battlefield. So it actually doesn't need to be cast.
I know, but what I'm saying is that you can't do a gotcha. So if I play show and tell,
yep,
then we each select a card from our hand and put it onto the battlefield.
Oh, I see.
I can't do a haha, I got you, and play this after that.
Right, because by that time the creature's already there.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's other cards that, a player can cast a spell from their hand this turn without paying its mana cost, that kind of thing. You'd be able to do a gotcha on them.
Yeah, I feel like Eureka would be interesting. Like, same with Show and Tell, I guess, because that does the same thing. When it resolves, you do the things.
Yes.
So, like, if you play Eureka and then play Theoretical Duplication, you're essentially saying, I'm putting something into play, and everybody else can too, but I'm going to get a copy of it.
Yeah.
If it's a creature.
If it's a creature, yeah.
Interesting.
But I do like that card, even just to have it in your hand, because a commander, a lot of commanders are super sweet. So, like, they just play a commander and you go, oh, I want that too. Play your card.
That card's sweet.
Yeah. Ooh, Inspiring Refrain is also sweet.
Let's see.
Inspiring Refrain, it's in 23 decks.
Shit. Well, I mean, you can't really count those right now. So
that's true. That's true. So it's a 6 to play sorcery, 2 blue, 4 colorless.
Mm-hmm.
Draw 2 cards, exile it with 3 time counters on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can suspend it for 3. So, I mean, it's.
So it just keeps repeating?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at 6 to play,
that's why you just suspend it for 3.
Necessarily want to be paying 6 to draw 2 cards.
No.
But I mean, for the suspend, especially if you got a way to move counters around, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, and then maybe it's, but it's really hard to interact with. Where like a just a card that says during your upkeep draw an extra card.
Yeah,
is easier to deal with for the opponent.
Well, yeah, because all you can do is counter when it's cast or recast.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Let's see. Did you look at the new, what is it? It's like the new Smothering Tithe. Monologue tax. It's 1 white, 2 colorless. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, you create a treasure.
Oh yeah. Monologue. Yep. It's like.
Do you like it? I feel like it's underwhelming.
Man, people seem to like it. It's worth $20.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people think it's like, I mean, not as good as Smothering Tithe, obviously, but something that they're probably going to put in most white decks. Like, Smothering Tithe is really good.
Yeah.
Because, like, the opponent has to pay 2, so you're pretty likely getting a treasure.
Yeah.
So it gives white ramping, but, like...
It gives a lot of ramping. It doesn't take much for somebody to play Harmonize, draw 3 cards, and now you get 3 treasures.
Right.
Yeah, See, I think that's why this one is so much better, because the other one, you're only getting 1 treasure a turn max.
Yeah, like I honestly don't like the monologue tax, but
not that much. Not as much as these people seem to.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, Smothering Tithe triggers off just your opponent's draw step, and it's like, okay, like, if you got this out turn 3 or something, are they going to want to pay 2 on their draw step?
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's the big thing. Is so you're getting your ramp early when you need it early. Mm-hmm. Monologue tax, it can be turn 6, 7 before they have enough mana to play 2 spells in a turn.
Right. Mm-hmm. And at that point, like, do they care if you're getting a treasure?
Yeah, 1. Okay, you get a treasure. You get 1 treasure.
It's been getting a lot of attention, and I kind of think it's garbage.
Yeah, I don't think I don't agree with it. So. I don't agree with this. So how do these prices work? I mean, is it with monologue tax at $21 or $20?
Yep.
Yeah. And
it's all made up right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, and the commander deck is $40, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So when the sets are released, is it just it has to be strictly scarcity, right? Because I can buy that card and every other card in that deck for $40 if I can find the pack. So
yeah, And I mean, like realistically, you're gonna find it for 30 or 35.
Mhm.
Um, at this point, it's just people who don't want to buy the whole deck when it comes out, but do want to know that they want a specific card or two, so they're kind of paying the pre-sale tax.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it's
It
real,
doesn't,
like,
it doesn't take more than 2 cards or 3 cards out of a box before you might as well just buy the thing.
yeah, yep, and it's real silly. Like, TCG Player does some garbage a little bit. Like, a pre-seller can cancel your order with like no repercussion. So
Oh, really?
yeah, so if a price would spike up for some reason, and like most of the time it doesn't because the
No.
pre-sale prices are pretty high,
Yeah.
but like if it would spike up for whatever reason, they can just cancel your order.
Mm-hmm.
And like obviously it's bad service, but like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And then like obviously most of them are gonna go down, and you already paid whatever price that's probably higher than it's going to be. And then you're kind of locked in for that. So it's not a good system. Like if you're buying like if you're pre-ordering from like Star City or something, or like one of the bigger sites,
Yes.
like they're not going to do that. But like TCG Player's system for that is just a mess.
I like Ruxa, the patient professor. I mean, when I say I like things, it's because I think they're going to be fun to play, not because they're going to be good.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that's all that matters, really.
Ruxa, patient professor of the Bear Druid.
Ruxa. Yeah,
When
that's
enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature card with no abilities from your graveyard to your hand. Creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1, and then you can have creatures that have no abilities assign their damages if they weren't blocked. So basically makes all your token creatures unblockable, assuming they're just bears. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yep.
An 8/8 Kraken, which I think that's the deck that makes 8/8 Krakens. It screams tabletop fun.
Yeah.
I personally don't enjoy the token creating deck,
Me neither.
not because of how it plays, not because of any of that. I don't like it in physical Magic because it's a pain in the ass to physically deal with the tokens.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Agreed.
memorize the number you have and to do all the math in your head.
Mm-hmm. No, that's one that I want on Arena.
Yes.
And Arena doesn't have commander decks, but like that's the only place I want to play it because I want it to do everything for me.
Mm-hmm. Is Arena ever going to do? I guess it'd be one-on-one commander stuff they'd have to do.
I mean,
You could do 4-player Magic games, but I feel like it would have to be a pretty robust server or something to.
yeah, I feel like the priority would get out of hand too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because you'd have to
You
go
know,
in your circle every time somebody wants to hit yes. Okay.
yeah. Like, I mean, like you've drafted, and think of how long you have to wait when somebody's sitting on 4 packs. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and you're just like annoyed. Like, imagine that in a commander game. Just sounds awful.
Bold Plagiarist, 4 colorless and a black.
Mm-hmm.
To flash, whenever an opponent puts one or more counters on a creature they control, you may put the same number and same kind of counters on Bold Plagiarist.
Mm-hmm. I think sweet.
I like Witch's Clinic. Pretty straightforward. Tap it for a colorless or pay 2 and tap it to give your commander lifelink.
I have to look at it.
Nothing. Yeah, Witch's Clinic. Nothing crazy.
No, like it'll be good in decks that want life gain though.
Well, and that's exactly what that deck that is built around is all this life gain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This spell costs X to cast, where X is the number of life you gain this turn. At the end of your upkeep, if you gained life, you may cast this card from your graveyard. 9/7 trample. Oh, a Ruin Grinder seemed pretty fun too. Anything that has that wheel effect, when Ruin Grinder dies, you can each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. It says May, so you can't do. I mean, but it also has a mountain cycle, so it seems perfect for any um, wheel style deck. I love me a good wheel style deck.
I mean, yeah, it's
I like
sweet.
random. I like.
Like,
It's not overpowered.
no, I think it's a good card. Like, I think giving
Mountain
you the
cycle is what makes
option
it.
to wheel is sweet, but
Yeah.
not like forcing your opponents to do it is good.
Yep. And anything with mountains, or like a cycling effect, is just makes it that much better.
Mm-hmm. There's a cycle of them, I think. Well, I know there is, but there's a cycle of the cards that have like basic land cycling.
Okay.
There's like Angel of the Ruins, which is a 2 white, 5 colorless flying angel, enters the battlefield, exile up to 2 target artifacts and/or enchantments. It's a 5/7 and plane cycling.
Oh yeah. I saw. Okay. Yep. There he is. I see that one. Artifact creatures.
I guess I'm just assuming and the rest of them are a cycle too. I could be wrong.
It might just be that deck, the white red deck.
That could be. God knows white and red need the help.
Oh.
Is there anything in the main set you saw that you liked?
The main set.
Like the actual Strixhaven?
Oh, well, let's go take a look at Strixhaven seems a lot of fun.
I think so too. I don't think it's necessarily like great. Like the way like Throne of Eldraine was.
Yeah.
Or I guess like not great, because it kind of sucked, but like super overpowered is a better word for it.
Yes. I like the command cycle. I enjoyed the command cycle when it was out,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Um, and I think it'll. I mean, they're just good, I guess. But the are the land cycle enemy colors? That's new, right?
What's that?
The land cycle in this deck. I mean, in Strixhaven.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the Frostboil Snare. Red blue. You can reveal an island or mountain. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. I like that it doesn't say basic island,
Mm-hmm.
or basic land. So that seems pretty easy to turn on.
Yeah. So I thought I was pretty high on them, and then I listened to the Arena Decklist podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and they pointed out that if it's not like turn 1 or 2, you probably are not sitting with a basic or well another land in your hand.
Oh, good
So
point.
by turn 3 or 4, if you draw this, it's coming in tapped.
Yeah, good
And
point.
that's really when you don't want it to be tapped.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes
Especially with the pathways in right now. Like, where you can just choose which side you want. Like, I think those are going to get played a lot more.
That makes
right.
sense.
I guess they're going to keep getting played.
Blade historian, back to talking about white red.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like that card seems incredible.
Yeah. Yep. I'm a big fan of that one.
I mean, at least for limited or tabletop, because it's or kitchen table. I mean, just because it's even if it was just a 4 cost that said all your creatures gain first strike is kind of can be a little bit tough to overcome. But double strike doesn't take much to make white red creatures a 5/1.
No, that like red and white are both really good at that. Are you on EDH Rex still?
Yes.
So right next to Blade Historian, Zamone is Zamone Quandrix Prodigy. like looks fantastic.
Like the cost for the land. Huh. Yeah, that huh. Interesting.
I also like the campus cycle, which are just common dual lands, but giving them the ability to scry one
Yeah.
for 4.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're not doing anything with it and you're in the late game.
Yep. I got huh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Late game. What was the oh, I don't want to. There was one other card in the commander set that I just remembered I wanted to talk about. There's as I'm flipping through, you're trying to find it. I remember the Mana Rock Cursed Mirror. It's a 3 to play. Tap it at a red. Colorless, 1 red, and when it enters the battlefield, you can have it become a copy of a creature. On a turn.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
But where is it? There was it's an equipment that doesn't have an equip cost. It has you just pay 1, I think it was, and you can equip it to an opponent's creature. And that creature can't be blocked. Is that what it was? Maybe it was blue. And it has goad, so it can't attack you.
Oh, it's a creature. It's a Sly Instigator. It's
okay, yeah,
1 blue, 3 colorless.
Yeah, that's that one. But there was another one. God, what the hell was it? Here it is, Bloodthirsty Blade. Yeah. Yep, it's an uncommon, 2 colorless. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and is goaded. And it's pay 1, attach it to target creature an opponent controls.
I mean, it's interesting.
It seems like a lot of fun.
Why though?
What?
Like, it's interesting, but like as far as having that as a card in your deck, why?
You could put it on any. You could put it on Emrakul, and then you'd never get attacked with Emrakul.
That's true. I just feel like if your opponent's got Emrakul, they've probably got something to kill your equipment.
Maybe, but that's why I think it's just fun. If you have a 4, if you're playing 4-player and you get this thing out early, and I like the kind of commander deck that can be a little bit more sit back and political and pull the strings here and there, like the Sly Instigator kind of thing. And then it's just messing with people, like, that guy's got a really big creature, and I don't want him coming over here with it. So go attack that guy over there.
So, speaking of political, have you seen the white card from the main set that lets you and another player draw 3 cards?
From Strixhaven?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's Secret Rendezvous, 2 white and a colorless, sorcery. You and target opponent each draw 3.
Huh. Interesting.
I feel like it's bad.
Oh, it definitely seems bad. Oh, here it is. Definitely seems bad.
But I mean, like, also, if you like, I feel like it's only good in EDH. But I mean, like, if you're playing political,
white, I can. Okay, so say you're playing a white deck and 3 is the top of your curve. I could see it as a late game. I'm going to draw 3 cards and then use those 3 to win. But yeah, it does seem very risky.
yeah. I mean, like, I could even see it like third turn, when you're not doing too much anyway,
Yep.
you make a deal with an opponent like, hey, you don't attack me for 3 turns or something.
Oh yeah.
We each draw 3.
So yeah, I think there's like you're absolutely right. It's a EDH kind of style card that you could build around. I really like Professor Onyx.
You think so?
Again, this is the for fun EDH kind of thing. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. I don't think it would be hard to play 5 turns in 5 spells in a turn. Especially if you build your deck that way to do just that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know. I think I'm a little jaded because of the Chain of Smog combo. Like, I feel like if you're going to play Professor Onyx, you're also probably playing Chain of Smog.
Yeah.
To just win outright.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like, to me, once I saw Professor Onyx on the table, I would assume you've got that in your deck, and it'd be kill on sight.
Oh, you absolutely have. It's a 6-drop. I mean, you would almost have to just hold it and play it in 1 turn. And at that point, you even are holding up some sort of counter magic to just go off on the turn you play Professor Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
Does Magecraft mix with Storm? I mean, do the Storm counters trigger Magecraft?
They should, because you're casting copies.
Yeah, that's true.
So I feel like they really should. I guess I don't see why they wouldn't. How do you feel about the Elder Dragons from the main set?
Ooh, the Elder Dragons. I love me an Elder Dragons, but let's take a look at some of these bad boys. Beladros, Witherbloom.
That's the only one I like.
Four flying for 7. Ooh, pay 10 on tap, all lands you control. That's the beginning of your upkeep, create your 1/1. Whew. Somebody way smarter than me is going to combo that card.
Yeah, I mean, like,
to bounce it and replay it and, play a Lich's whatever, so you're not killing yourself and you can pay as much life as you. Well, I guess if you can't pay the life on a Lich's.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, you get the pest token each upkeep. So, like, every round it's on, you've got 4 of them.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's look at these other ones. 7. Okay, they're all okay. No, this one's 7 to play. Flying, Vigilance, Haste, 5/5. When it attacks, with the top 7 cards of your library, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value less than or equal to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And put the rest. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, I lied. I do like that one actually.
Yeah, that one.
I think I like that one better because it's got haste and vigilance.
I do like the blue. I do like the blue-red one. That turns everything you have into mana rocks. Every artifact is also mana rock.
In an artifact deck, like,
yes, yep.
Like, I feel like the red-white. Well, I mean, the red-white one and the black-green one, you could probably just play in anything.
Mm-hmm. They seem like absolutely bonkers in limited. Like,
oh yeah,
you just get it and win.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be getting them in limited. Well, that's the main set. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, well, you also have to get to 7 mana.
True, but so it'll be interesting to see how limited plays out with Strixhaven, because I never felt like it was difficult to get to 7 mana in call time.
True.
And then, like in call time, I would see that getting played, and then you would just like the red white one. You would play your red white deck, and then with 4 as the top of your curve, and then you would just have him in there to finish it off when you late game.
Mm-hmm.
Push you over the top.
Like eventually you're gonna get to 7 mana, and eventually you're gonna draw him.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can end it. The 3/4 blue-red Elder Dragon is not that exciting in limited. I mean, he's good in limited. Don't get me wrong; he's very good, but he's not a. I'm gonna win as soon as he shows up.
No, because I mean, how many artifacts do you realistically have?
He creates one, and that's it.
Yeah,
yeah. He realistically, he's a 3/4 flyer for 4 that creates a mana rock when he shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Tanazir. 5 to play 4/4 flying trample. When he enters the battlefield, double the number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. When he attacks, you may have base power toughness of other creatures you control become equal to. Yeah, that's another one of those. It feels like a lot of these. I assume this is for that reason. These sets are coming out so you can easily interchange these commanders with the ones in the commander set for these legendary creatures.
It seems like it.
They fit perfectly. I'm kind of sad that the let's see, his name is Black's Vexing Pest. Other pests, bats, insects, snakes, and spiders you control get +1/+1. I'm sad it doesn't say rats also.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It just seems like rats fits in with those types.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, especially since the black side of the card, the back side of the card is black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I feel like rats would fit, and also like I don't care about any of those other creature types really.
No. Snakes and spiders are okay. They're cool. I mean, but giving them +1/+1 doesn't seem that exciting.
No, and I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff in this set that makes pests, but
yeah, the reason that card is mythic is because of the black side. The black side is disgusting.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Any one of them you want, you can have for 3 life.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, black's itself a 3/2 for 3 mana that when it dies you gain 4.
Mm-hmm.
Not terrible.
No, not terrible.
But like, yeah, at the same time.
But the search for Blex though, that seems like I would jam that in the commander deck easily.
Yeah, for sure. Like, go fishing on your top 5 cards. Yeah. Especially in commander, 3 life, who cares?
Mm-hmm. Wow. Let's see, which 1, 2, 3. Where's the other dragon? Which one is that? I'm missing one of them.
Silver Quill.
Oh, okay. It's got a different border. That's why I overlooked it. 5 to play 2/5 flying double strike. The beginning of combat on each of your turns may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's probably my least favorite.
Really? I guess I'm thinking the beginning of okay, it does say at the beginning of combat on each of your turns, so it's not whenever it attacks, I guess. Not that matters. Or I meant whenever it deals damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. No, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like, in Commander, it's interesting because, like, you're doing something for yourself and then helping somebody else out. Like, probably giving them either a 2/1 or...
Yeah, you're probably giving them a 2/1.
I can't really imagine you want to let them draw a card and lose 1 life.
No, I could see... in a black-white deck, I could easily see you giving a +1/+1 to each creature they control because they have no creatures because you killed them all.
Yeah, I mean, ideally.
But then it's just a 2/5 creature that has flying and double strike, and you draw a card every turn, and there's a life.
Mm.
Like it's got.
I just don't like. I don't. I don't feel like I want it. Like I don't want to necessarily help my opponents out.
No.
You know, it's not giving you enough. I don't think it's giving you enough of a benefit to make up for the fact that you're having to help your opponents out.
Yes.
And if you choose to not do it, a 2/5 double strike flying for 5 is not what I want.
Correct. What about the culling ritual? 2 colorless, black green sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Add a black or a green for each permanent destroyed this way.
Oh, I like that.
That is a creature token nuke on top of it can go quite a ways.
Yeah, I mean, kills a lot of mana rocks probably.
Yeah, two cost mana rocks, not the good ones, not the
3. Yeah. No, I like that because I mean, most likely you're casting it, blowing up a bunch of stuff, and casting something else with the mana.
Yes, especially in a commander situation, eh? Maybe you'll get 2 or 3 mana, depending on. I guess there are lots of token creatures in this set, inklings and pests and stuff, so you could get a decent amount in a limited kind of situation.
Yeah, I mean, depending how standard ends up, maybe even there too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not up enough on standard, and so I go by the prices.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So maybe it's a sleeper, but I just assume smarter people than me don't think it's that great for standard when I see a price like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's no green black deck that I can think of right offhand that wants it. There's like some Sultai stuff.
Sideboard, for sure. I guess I can see.
But I mean, like it destroys rogues for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting to see where that one goes.
It's the type of sideboard card that, like Shatterstorm, it's a 4-to-play sorcery that you bring into your deck because there's one deck that gets played a lot, and it absolutely annihilates that deck. So if there's a deck that plays a lot of tokens or just low cost stuff, and just knowing that you have that in your hand or in your deck, your opponent's going to have to play a lot differently. How about Resculpt? Resculpt. It's if you're in EDH, it's on the same line as Culling Ritual, but it's a common. It's an instant. 1 blue, 1 colorless, instant. Exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 4/4 elemental token.
I don't like it. Like, what are you doing with it?
Killing your own stuff and blocking things. It's instant speed, and they're attacking you, and you have a 1/1 and 1/2 flyer that's not really getting you there. Before your turn, you turn your 1/1 into a 4/4, so you can attack with it next turn. And it does say exile an artifact or a creature. So should you need to kill their bomb, it's a 2-cost removal spell.
Yeah, but you're still giving them a 4/4.
True, a 4/4 token that is something, but I feel like it's very versatile. I don't think I'd mind having one in my deck.
In limited, or like where are you thinking?
Limited.
Yeah, there I could see it.
I mean, you could have a turn 2 4/4, which, depending on how this starts to play out, that alone can be pretty devastating. Again, I'm kind of coming off a call time where turn 2 is always the foretell turn. So if you had something out, if you had a 1-drop out there, and it just became, and then your opponent was just a little slower because they were foretelling on turn 2. You could get a real big advantage.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a very different environment, though, because it seems like there's a lot of smaller creatures with a lot of abilities.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot of text on all these cards.
Yeah, but I mean, limited, like, only, but I feel like, not that it's going to be fast, but, like, very, like, mid-rangey.
Yep.
Like, you're not going to want to miss your land drops. But I also don't feel like, unless you hit a stalemate, I don't think you're getting into the super late game the way you did with like Kaldheim, where like a 7-drop is like, yeah, I'll get there eventually.
Speaking of limited, Elemental Masterpiece. It's a common again. It's a sorcery. It's 7 to play. It's 5 colorless, a red and a blue, and it creates 2/4/4 red-blue elemental tokens. But for what are those? The hybrid mana.
Yep.
2 hybrid. You can discard it and create a treasure. That seems pretty decent for limited. Just it can ramp you a little tiny bit if you need it early in the game, but you draw it late and it's 2/4/4s.
Yeah. No, I like the versatility.
I love the mana costs in this set too. The like 1 black, 1 green, and 1 hybrid black green. You know, or the Crackle with Power 3x and 2 red. That card is kind of cool. Again, it feels like a commander card because to really get a big oomph off of it, you need a lot of mana. But it's XXX and 2 red sorcery speed, and it deals 5 times X up to X creatures. Oh wow! So well. Yeah, so for a normal deck, X is either going to be 1 or 2, right?
Right. Because I mean, like realistically, in a normal deck, you're going to get to 5 mana with it total.
You're not going to get to 11 very often.
Yeah.
So say you get to 8. I mean, that's 10 damage to 2 targets. So it's 10 damage to the opponent's face and 1 creature. You know, I will definitely play it if I get it in limited, but it does seem like a lot of fun in a commander style where you're like, okay, I have 40 mana.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, if you've got 40 mana, it's insane.
30 mana, so I'm going to do 50 damage to 10 targets.
But I mean, like in like back to limited for a second, you're doing 5 damage to 1 target. Like that's a lava axe. Like, would you play a lava axe in limited?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I play lava axe in limited. Absolutely. In a red deck, that's my top card. Like that's the last 5 damage to push through. If it's fast, if the format is, if I can get enough damage through it in my low drops. And again, if you stall out in your aggro deck, you could get to 8 mana pretty easily if you can sit there, and then just to have a 10 damage off the top, people are going to top deck that and win on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, it will happen. I just don't know that I necessarily want to be playing that.
Yeah, no, it's not like a Demon Bolt where I am happy to have it in every single deck I have, and I want to see it. But I think but at Mythic, I think I'll enjoy it when it shows up. And I think I will be very angry when it kills me out of nowhere for no good reason.
Yep, and it will.
You have no business beating me with the way this board is set up, but you top deck and win. So, yeah, this one last card I want to talk about. Dramatic Finale. It's 4 hybrid black-white. Your creature tokens get +1/+1. And whenever 1 or more non-token creatures you control dies, You create 2/1 flyers. Oh, never mind. This ability triggers once each turn.
Yeah,
I
yep.
got to the end.
I mean, like in the land where everything is going your way, you've got some sacrifice outlet and a bunch of crappy creatures as fodder or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean, if you're in a black and white tokens deck in Commander or something, sure.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was, because anytime I see one of those cards that, all your token creatures are getting +1/+1, I'm like, that's got some potential play.
Yeah.
Or the Harness Infinity. 1 colorless, 3 black, 3 green. Instant. Exchange your hand and graveyard, exile it. Again, that seems like a card that somebody smarter than me is going to play.
Yeah.
It'll be a commander card where they play their entire deck and it ends up in their graveyard, and then they play that and they get it all back and do it again.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, somebody's going to figure it out.
Yeah, I do enjoy my mythics to be extremely powerful but cost a lot. But personally, I don't like the mythic that you need 4 of in your deck, just because it feels weird to me. I like my mythic to be like, holy crap, that spell was absurd. You deserve to win the game because you did this thing.
Yeah. Yep.
I enjoy that personally for my kitchen table Magic, but
I do too. The 2-mana really good creature mythic just doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, I get annoyed when I see it because it means that I have to spend a lot of money to get 4 of them for my deck.
Yes. Yep. Or even 1. And it's just like, this thing is too efficient to not play, but at the same time, like, I don't want to play it necessarily.
Yeah.
Which actually, that reminds me of a rant I wanted to go on.
Oh, sweet.
So the commander decks, like, we keep getting the same cards in them.
The reprints, you mean, that are in the commander decks?
What's that?
When you say the same cards, do you mean the actually reprints, or do you mean cards that do the same thing as another card?
No, like reprints, like Soul Ring, obviously, like Arcane Signet. But like the one that really annoyed me, I guess, was Sun Titan.
Sun Titan.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's been in every Commander deck since like Commander 2014. It's worth like 50 cents.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, why are they not printing like a $5 card in that slot?
Yeah, you're getting a bulk rare in your mythic slot.
Yeah, yep. Because yeah, I mean it's worth a bulk. I mean it's worth 50 cents because you get one in every single white deck that they print every year.
Yeah, and it's not like there aren't other mythics they could reprint into the slot.
Right. Like, I mean, like, same with some of the dinosaurs from Ixalan that they're doing the same thing with, where they're just reprinting them into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, they're sweet, but I can also hop on whatever website, buy them for 50 cents, and you could have thrown a $5 card in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I don't already have, because, like, maybe you're the player that only gets commander decks every year.
Yep. Yeah, well, and especially for that person, now they have 1 Sun Titan for every deck that has white. They don't need multiple copies of a card.
Right. and if it does, like, who cares? Like, if they don't reprint it for a year, maybe it goes up to $1 somehow.
At this point, it might take 3 years.
Yeah, but like, there's going to be, like, in the same time that you're reprinting Sun Titan every single year, some $5 card is going to go up to 10 or 15.
Yep. The rare slots in those commander decks are worth way more.
A lot of the time, yeah. Like, that's where they usually put like their chase card in each deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. And then like the other thing is like you've got your command tower, your command sphere, your soul ring, which is fine. Like arcane signet, whatever. Like it's to the point, I feel like, where there's almost so many cards that you just have to put in your deck.
Yes.
And it's just like, I don't know, if you've got 20 cards that you just put in your deck every deck you make.
Yeah, you go to EDH Rec, you take the top, you click on your color combination, you're going to take the first 25 cards.
Right. Like if I've got a deck with white, I'm playing Swords to Plowshares. Like if I've, and it's just like, unless we put a new spin on them or like they make something more powerful to outclass the original one, and in that case, why not just play both?
Yep.
But like what, at some point we're gonna see it where there's gonna be like 10 new card, like 10 cards different between all the decks, and it's like, okay, like why?
Yes. Yep. They're all going to function that way. So I wonder if Commander. I don't know how big Commander is for Wizards, but
huge, second only to like just casual. I mean, like just like tabletop, kitchen table casual.
Now, and so is it? What? But I guess what I mean is like competitive Magic wise, how big is it? Because if it is, I could see them saying, "Oh, okay, we're going to go everything that came out." God, that would be tough to do. I was trying to think of a way to create like a new format, so like standard and frontier and modern. If they could do that somehow with Commander, but you can't really.
Well, I mean, like they've got competitive EDH, but that, I mean, to me, that sounds awful.
Oh yeah, it
like if you've ever played an EDH deck and just like, or like an opponent who's playing a far more powerful deck than you that's like tuned up, and they just blow you out, like that's not fun.
If you're in that mindset and you enjoy that style of deck, then competitive Commander's probably fun for you.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and I'm sure there's a subset of players that enjoy that.
Yeah, and they know all the combos, so you're just watching. You're just watching for those combos. I'm not going to counterspell that thing because I know I need to keep it up for the combo that just wins.
And like, I almost feel like, and we're getting way off topic, but like, whatever, who cares? Like, if there was like they had the command fests, like they were kind of getting them rolling prior to the pandemic.
Yep.
Where it was all about like playing Commander. If they like, I don't think you can put the focus on winning because it's so like varied based on, I mean, like everybody's playing 100 card singleton, like, but if you had like certain objectives to do, like kill all the creatures at your opponent, or like all of your opponent's creatures at the same time or something, like.
Yeah, I wonder if they couldn't come up with a series of like Commander 2022, and every one of the commanders says that you don't win, that they all have an alternate win condition, and then however it's worded that that's the only way you can win, something. Or maybe they just have an alternate win condition on all these commanders so that you have that objective you could try to.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, like I don't,
not a win condition, but maybe they all have like this extra ability that's a little absurd or difficult to get to. Like you have to have 30 creatures in your graveyard, and if you do, your commander gets +10/+10 double strike, flying, lifelink, trample, something like that.
Like I would almost rather see them do something along the lines of like with the command fest, I guess, just like maybe like randomized tables, so you meet new people and then like you enter the event, so you've got some like maybe lottery system to win prizes, like, and you're just like, you're there, you paid your money to get in, somebody wins one of those giant cards, like people are winning boxes, like, and it just feels more of like a party atmosphere where everybody's just there to have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be a fun way to do a Commander Fest. Absolutely.
All right, so that wraps up the discussion that we did about Strixhaven and Commander 2021. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got another idea for a show or someone that you think I should have a chat with, please drop them in the comments. And as always, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time on MTG Money Talks.